Good morning, top performers. This is an exciting day. It's our graduation day, and I welcome you to the most amazing facilitation that you'll ever experience today. It's going to take you to a new place that's going to open up your imagination. It's going to help you to allow the universe to create amazing things for you. The path to all of your desires is emotional. And today we're going to talk about two main things. And again, I would always encourage you to write down the thoughts that I share with you that inspire you, that touch your mind, touch your heart, touch your soul, that help to awaken you, that I want you to write those thoughts down. And two thoughts that we're going to talk about today is resistant thoughts and allowing thoughts. And you're going to understand on how your emotions really dictate everything as far as what comes to you. And so when we can think of some non-resistant thoughts, that will allow us to allow the universe then to bring in some delightful, amazing ways everything that we have asked for, that we have desired. And so I'm going to give you a few real life examples, three of them. And I just want you to just flow with this. And so as we're going to really go to a depth here that I want you to experience for the first time. So I'd like you to just breathe in deeply. Breathe in and just relax. And just know and expect that this webinar today, these thoughts are going to take you to a whole new place of understanding how life is and what an amazing, deliberate creator that you are, and how the universe can, in magical, unbelievable, glorious ways, deliver to you the things that you think about. So the first story I'm going to share with you is about a lady who had a lot of resistance. And a lot of resistance, and things weren't going very good. She was in her pity story and saying about how things just aren't working out for her. And so she thought then of three topics that, instead of being resistant thinking, that she identified three topics that weren't resistant subjects for her. And the thought that she thought of was blue glass. And so I just want you to think about just blue glass. And so, it's like there's no resistance to it. It's just blue glass. So there's no big problem about it. You don't have any resistance on it. I want you to think about butterflies. And so probably that subject also just, really doesn't it negatively affect you. It's no big deal. These topics probably really aren't too much of importance to you, even blue glass, butterflies. And the last one I'm going to give you is feathers. And so just think about feathers, and think about a feather or feathers or whatever that's related to. And so those are three non-resistant thoughts for you and to consider. And this lady had not been able to attract anything decent that she wanted in her life. And so what she did is she just thought about these three subjects, and not very long. Like, she basically, as long as you have now on those three subjects, blue glass, and the butterflies and the feathers. And she left that day then for lunch, and she went out to lunch with her husband. And they went into, this was in California, and they went into a town, and there was an antique store. And she had a real burning desire for some reason to go into this antique store. And so she was led by her feelings. She didn't know why. She didn't use her analytical mind, but she was led by her feelings. So she just said, come on, honey, let's go into this store. And they go into the store, and they're looking around, and they go to the way back end of the store. And all of a sudden, they both notice this beautiful, majestic-looking piece of art that was blue glass. And she didn't think anything about it. She just left and just went on her way, and they went and had lunch. And after lunch, she said, to her husband, she said, I think I'd like to go walk on our favorite little path down to the beach. And so they're walking on there. They leave lunch, and they're on this path going to the beach, and all of a sudden, all kinds of butterflies appear. And in fact, there's so many butterflies that they have to close their mouths so they don't swallow any of the butterflies. And they're just giggling and laughing and just having an amazing time. And all of these butterflies just flying all around them. And then they walk to the beach, and they're walking down the beach, and it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. They're listening to the surf come in, looking at the blue water. And they see from a distance a small little boy, about 3 years old. And this boy, he comes running up to them, and they don't know who this boy is at all. This is a little 3-4-year-old boy running up. And the little boy goes running up to the lady, and he goes, "Here." And she looks down, and he's holding a feather. And she says, "Thank you," and the boy runs off. And it all of a sudden comes back to her, and she recognizes that the universe had given to her what she thought about. The blue glass, and the most beautiful, majestic blue glass. Butterflies, so many butterflies that she and her husband had to keep her mouth closed. There were so many beautiful, colorful butterflies. And then how the precious little boy came and handed her that feather. It's all the thoughts that she had thought on non-resistant thoughts. Subjects that didn't matter per se, to where she didn't have any negative vibration, negative emotion towards, that it all came to you. And so you may be thinking, well, that's a nice story, but what does that have to do with my business? What does that have to do with me thriving? And so I'll give you an example. My second story is it's a couple who is actually going in through Top Performers with you, and her name is Susan, her husband is Jeff, and they don't know squat about real estate. They just got their licenses in January, so on the timing of this is live, that a month ago they got their licenses and signed up for Top Performers. And 2 weeks ago, so they're in week 5 now, just like you are, that in the third week that Susan and Jeff, her husband, so they talked a lot about this, but they went into their own joy shops, and Susan started to think about her ideal client. And she started to think of thoughts, the most non-resistant, or another way of putting that, the most allowing thoughts that she could think of about who her ideal client is. So right now, I'd like you to actually write down on your ideal client, and who is that ideal client? Well, for Susan, her least resistant thoughts about a person that would refer her was a woman who was in her 60s, who was a kind woman, very nice woman, a generous woman that liked them, that was inviting them to different opportunities, just a real high vibrational, good feeling lady. So she had a real good picture, no resistant thoughts about this wonderful, wonderful lady. And then together, and more so on Jeffrey's part in his joy shop, he started looking at who his ideal referral partner would be. And he saw this as not a man or a woman per se, but as a person that just had a lot of influence and had a lot of influence in the community and the area that and really could help them greatly and really liked them and even considered them almost like family, and he really loved that idea. And he thought, yeah, he just got lost in this idea, and that's what I want you to do, is get lost in the ideas of the things that you want, because I'm sharing with you that the universe is so eager to bring you all of the things that you desire, all the things that you are asking for. It is only your resistance towards the things that you want that disallows you from experiencing the things that you want. So Jeffrey is lost with his preferred vendor, preferred referral partner, and how he just loves and what a wonderful person he is, how connected he is in the community, how he treats Jeffrey and Susan like family. And so he just loves that whole idea. And again, he's lost in that idea. And then Jeffrey also thinks to himself now about how he really wants a unique marketing event. And he knows from my teaching that he's not supposed to think about how. He's not supposed to think about how the event is. He's supposed to think about what he wants, the event, and why. And so he's thinking about just a marvelous event that can be a marketing event that can invite lots of people, and it's a fun place. And they, maybe have like hot dogs and hamburgers, and they're just enjoying themselves. And it's a fun, wonderful place where he's able to get exposure to all these people that he can serve. And he just loves that, and he's just engrossed in that marketing event. So he loves that marketing event. And so 2 weeks ago, that both Susan and Jeffrey decide that they're going to go visit their son. And he lives in a very nice community. And, the other thing, I'm sorry, on the ideal referral partner is that it was going to be a high-end luxury home market that they wanted to be in. So they decide, this was last Saturday now, that they decide, a week ago Saturday, that they decide that they're going to go see their son. So their son lives in a very nice community near them. And so they go to the community, and they decide before they go to the son's home, that they had a little extra time. So they decided that they would just drive around and look at some of the homes. So they're driving, and there's a U-shaped, the street is a circle, and that they happen to be on. So they have to go slow and go in this, circle around the circle. And they notice that there's this lady that is walking by, and they're going slow, driving by. And so they wave at the lady, and the lady waves back. And gosh, they roll down their window, and they stop. They say, "Hi, good morning, how are you?" And the lady says, "Oh, fine." And they go, "Oh," and they just start talking. And they say, "Yeah, we're real estate agents." And she goes, "Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. You're a real estate agent? Well, listen, I have my house here that I want to sell, and I would love for you to come in and take a look at it. And I already have it listed, but I'd love for you to help me to sell it, and come on in." And so here it was, just this amazing woman. And guess how old this woman was? She was 63 years old. It was their ideal client. On the ideal client that she was friendly, she was warm, that she invited them into her home. And so now they are actively, engaged in finding a buyer for this lady, and they found the ideal client just out of the blue because the universe gave it to them, because they were willing to allow themselves to have the universe go and gather up their desires. But it gets better. They're then driving along and they look at a spec home and they decide, oh, we'll go into this spec home. So they go into the spec home, and so, which is, brand new home that just was built, and they go in, and it's kind of closed up. There's really not an open sign or anything on there, but they walk in, and because it is a spec home, the door's open, so they walk in, and in the back is a guy that is in the back office. And so they go hi, and the guy kind of goes hi, but he's not very interested, not very friendly, seems busy, and so, but they talk a little, and so, so finally the guy gets out of his back office and comes and says, how can I help you? And he said, listen, I'm not the builder here, that I actually own the 3,000 acres here of development, and builders actually work for me, and so I'm very busy, and I don't want, and I really don't have time, and I don't know about this particular spec. It's just one of my builders, and I just happen to be working in the back office. And they say, oh my gosh, well, that's wonderful. You own all this property. Well, my son, he bought a house here, and then he also, and the guy goes, oh, that's nice. And they said, but he also then bought another lot. And he goes, oh, well, who is your son? And they say, oh, my son's, name is Ron Smith or whatever. And the guy goes, oh my God, Ron? I just love Ron. Ron is just absolutely the best. Who are you? You're the parents of Ron? Oh my goodness. And this guy starts just talking to them and saying, you're like family to me. Exactly what Jeffrey had asked for, to have a referral partner. Can you imagine this referral partner? He's the owner of 3,000 acres of new development land with a dozen builders that he's kind of the boss, if you will, the client of these builders, that he can give personal introductions to all of these builders. And so when they're sharing this story to me, I just go, oh my gosh, this is just amazing. Like, how big of a neighborhood? What kind of homes are being sold? And they say, well, it starts at $300,000 and it goes to $1.2 million homes. Like, they hit the lottery. They hit the jackpot. And you can hit the lottery. You can hit the jackpot. It's all there you're asking if you allow it. And so they allowed this ideal referral partner in, and they were just so happy. And so they continued to talk to this referral partner, this owner of the 3,000 acres, and they're talking with them, and they're just getting along good. And this guy's saying, yeah, you guys are just like family, anything you want. And he goes, in fact, why don't we have a cookout for the whole community? And Jeffrey goes, oh, well, where would we do that? He goes, look at, back here we have a grill, and we could have the best marketing event. We could have hot dogs and hamburgers. It's exactly what he had asked for. He wanted this remarkable community marketing event with hot dogs and hamburgers and everybody having a good time. And here his referral partner, new referral partner now, invites him to this marketing event for them to coordinate this marketing event where they can have a cookout and hot dogs and hamburgers. And this guy with this developer will pay for all of it. And so there, right into their lap, is laid for them this amazing marketing event. So they asked for three things, just like the lady asked for three things. And I'm going to give you a third story, but before I do, why don't you ask right now for what are three things that you really like that you don't have resistant thoughts towards? What's something that you would like? I would really like to have a steady flow of income coming into me. I would really like to have a good business where I serve other people. I would really like to have deep and meaningful relationships with people. I would really like for the universe to give me the things that I have asked for. Ask and it is given. And for you now to recognize the universe is always listening to every thought. And so any thought about something you don't want, the universe delivers that too. There is no judgment here. And so that's why you want to make sure that you're feeling good, because your communication with the universe is your emotional signal that is being sent to the universe based on what your thoughts are. So write down those 3 things that are very easy. I don't think you should write down, I want to be a billionaire. You have too many, remember, on every subject. There's one half of that subject is the lack of it, the missing of it, it's not there. And the other half is the abundance of it, that it is here, that I allow it to be in my experience. And so if you say, oh, I want to be a billionaire, probably you're sending a signal of I am not a billionaire. And I am missing that. And so thus, I want you to just be easy with yourself, one step at a time, and just ask for, like, why don't you just ask for one client to come to you, that you would like one ideal client to come to you? Do you believe that the universe can bring to you one ideal client? Maybe it's one happy moment. Maybe it's many happy moments. Maybe it's some miracles, that I would like the universe to bring me some miracles today. And I promise you, my dear friends, that miracles will come to you. The universe, there's nothing finer than for God. God is never happier than for you to be able to allow the things that you desire, that you want. The universe loves to have your heart sing. And so why not line up today? Why not recognize that you are the creator of your experience? There's nothing against you. There's no one working. There's no power that is negative. There is none of that. There is only well-being that flows to you. And for you to start allowing those good things in. So, let me give you the third example that I have, as we understand that the path to all of our desires is emotional. That about 3 weeks ago, I have a dear friend of mine that we were out to a dinner with he and his friend, and I love going to this gas station, and I get gas there, and in this little gas station are 2 attendants, and there are 2 ladies that I would say that they probably do not have much money. They don't have very good teeth, etc. That they don't dress very well, but you know what? Those 2 ladies and me get along just great, and we just love each other. And I go in there and I pay for my gas, and I usually buy like a lottery ticket, and once in a while I'll buy a scratch-off ticket. And so again, this was about 3 weeks ago, and I noticed, and they help me, these ladies help me, they say, like, on the scratch-off tickets, that if it's the first ticket in the roll, because they get these rolls, okay, of tickets from lottery, and the first ticket normally isn't a winner, so don't get that. But like the third ticket in or so is a winner. So they'll kind of go through the different tickets and, tell me. And I noticed that there was a $50 one, a scratch off for $50. It's called a Millionaires Club. And I've never spent anywhere close to $50. And I, by the way, win almost every week. Like, I'll buy a couple lottery tickets, maybe a scratch off, maybe paid $5 to $7, and I've won $20, I've won $2, I've won let's see, as high as $70, and that was about it. And in my Joy Shop, I've been saying I love to win millions of dollars, but I recognized I wasn't really feeling it. I mean, I was saying it, but I wasn't feeling it. So I decided, so back 3 weeks ago, so I'm with my friend and I say, give me two of those $50 tickets, one for me and one for my friend. So we each get a $50 ticket. We scratch it off and we lose. And so there goes $100. I lost $100 in it, but it was fun and we had a fun time. My friend and I had a fun time and it was all good. But I realized from that experience that I'm not quite ready to ask for millions of dollars yet, but I said, you know what? I'm ready to allow hundreds of dollars. And again, it's all fun and exciting. Money is just fun and exciting. If you have that emotion of money, you'll get lots of money into your experience. So write that down. Fun. And the emotion for for money, the emotion for money is fun and exciting. Have it fun and exciting. It's not, oh, I got to work hard for it. It's not, oh, it's missing. I don't have enough of it. If you have those negative emotions, you'll end up having not enough of it. It'll continue to be missing. You'll continue to have to work hard for it. And so you want to get all that out of your vocabulary and start thinking about, yeah, money is fun and easy. So I started thinking about money is fun and easy and in the lottery, because remember, there are an infinite number of ways for you to get money. You could get it out of inheritance and you didn't even know there was inheritance. Within the last year, I got some letter from Florida saying that they had some goods of mine or something, and that if I filled out this form, that they'd give me money back. And so I wrote out a form, and I think it was like $1,800 they sent me, and I have really no idea where that is, but I don't really care about how it came because I just know it's the universe. I continue to ask for money, and it comes from all different directions, an infinite number of ways that the universe can cleverly, very cleverly, majestically bring to me and to you all the things that you want. So after that loss of $100, I didn't look at it as a loss. I looked at it as fun. I recognized it birthed an idea. What did it birth? It birthed that I could actually allow hundreds of dollars now into my experience just through the lottery. That would be one way through the lottery. So last Saturday, I'm driving with Sharon. We're coming back from her relatives, some wonderful dear relatives, just kindest people. And we're driving back, and I said, you know, I think I'm a little low gas, so I'm going to go and I'm going to stop at my favorite little gas station. And I think I'm going to get that one card. And I just love that card and that $50 card. So I go into the gas station. I get the $50 card, and I told the girls, this one is a winner. And so let's scratch it off. So we scratch off, and there's a way to just scratch off the code where you don't have to figure it out yourself. Just scratch off the code and put it under the light. And it puts it under the light, and it says winner, okay, on it. And then it says must be redeemed at lottery. So that means that is over $599, a winner for $599 or more. Now, that particular game is $7.5 million. So I'm just having fun with all this. I scratch off the front of this, and I find, and I look, and my number, I think, was 37, and that was my lucky number. And then you find the coordinating lucky number, and that was 37, and I won $2,000. And yesterday, I actually went to the lottery, so you have to go when it's over that because they want to charge you with the IRS. And so it was $2,000. I go there yesterday, and because it was a $50 ticket, that they only give you a W-2. In other words, you're only taxed on it if it's 300 times more the price of the ticket. So because I wasn't taxed on it. So it was $2,000 tax-free dollars that I allowed into my experience. And so those are three examples, and I will promise you that you're going to start seeing some blue glass, butterflies, might be a TV, magazine, billboard, whatever, feathers, birds, maybe even a winning lottery. So I would suggest that you go and buy a lottery ticket, but don't think like you normally think about it. Think about it as being a winner. Not necessarily winning millions, but that you're going to be a winner with that. You are a winner, whether you win or lose that, but I would go ahead and be inspired. I'd also expect that your business, that you're going to get out of the blue some more clients. Okay, out of the blue, ideal clients, that you're going to have some things attracted to you now because the universe is just begging for you to ask for the things that you want without any troubling thoughts behind what you ask for and to give it to you. And right now, you're in this pure state of allowing that you can now expect that. So this was definitely worth your while to be here so far for a half hour, because you can expect your life to get better in some amazing ways, and that you're going to feel better from now on, from here on out. So hallelujah, huh? There's the Hankers 3 stories to get you going, to light your fire, to light your imagination. I want you to start opening up your imagination to all the abundant possibilities that are now available to you. If you trust in God, if you believe in God, then you will know that all the things that you have asked for are coming to you. It's all a matter of you allowing it and you simply to feel good. So here we go with top performers. Our last time that I wanted to review, and here's our agenda, is that we'll look at all our desires are manifested emotionally, that we'll look at a recap of our amazing journey together. And I already shared some amazing things that happened, for example, with creating this ideal referral partner, that we have another participant in this group that was with us, that is with us, that in this group that had 3 closings last Friday, and has one more closing this week. And so just incredible things have happened to people, that we have had ideal referral partners, we've had better relationships, better health, that this process I've helped cure people with cancer. It's all done onto you as you believe. When you realize that you're more powerful than any cancer, when you're more powerful than any circumstance that is currently in your way, that you're more powerful than any thought of your past that you have that you think is dragging you down, when you realize that you are brilliant, that you are the creator, that you can have it the way that you want it, that it's going to start, and it's going to start right now, starting to flow into your experience. So we have had an amazing journey together, but really, this has only been the first few couple steps on your journey on a stream, an abundant stream that flows downstream, that is easy, that is fun, and it brings you all of the things that you have wanted. We're also going to look at that and understand that we are vibrational beings. We are energy, and we mold that energy with our thought. We're going to look at vibrations that bring you what you don't want. This is the stopper. This is the answer on why have you asked and not received. This is the answer right here, is because you have thought about the things that you don't want that have contradicted your asking and the things that you have asked for. And then I'm going to show you the path on vibrations that are going to bring you what you do want. Can you imagine how amazing this is, that this is going to bring it all together for you now in order to deliver you all the things, a pathway, a knowing, a way for you to just one step at a time easily just start skipping along down your path of abundance to all of your desires. And then we'll look at next steps that will take you beyond your current imagination. And I have an amazing story to share with you on that also, on how you start going beyond your imagination, that you're going to see a door start cracking open, that is a door of abundance that is awaiting for you to open it. So let's take a look at us as vibrational beings. And so understand that everything is energy. Okay, and God is a loving energy, and that is all that flows. Everything flows from the non-physical, from God to the physical, and we're able to mold that energy. We are energy, and as we think, we send signals of that energy out to our source, out to God, and then God responds. God receives your message, your signal, and then not only receives it, but then answers it immediately. So everything that you have asked for is sitting there in energy form, ready for you to allow it into your experience. We create and we direct this energy with our thoughts. That is how amazing and incredible that you are. This world doesn't have things on bad things and good things. Get that out of your vocabulary. There are only those things that are wanted and those things that are not wanted. And in this world, you can have everything that you want, and you can also sift through and find everything you don't want. The reason why you want to sift through the things that you don't want, it bursts the ideas to the things that you do want. That's why it's a perfect environment for us to be able to expand and grow all that is. And so that's one of our purposes here, is to expand and grow all that is. And so we've all been doing that. The only issue has been we haven't been living a very good life, or as good of life as we deserve, as we are worthy for, that we can create, because we have had resistant thoughts. So our source communicates with us through our feelings. So this is an emotional path. If you want to go to your desires, follow your good feelings. Your good feelings tells you you are on your path with Source, at one with Source. When you are not feeling good, you are not thinking about that topic, whatever topic that is. And that's why when you think about blue glass, you don't have any resistant thoughts about that, and the universe will bring you lots of blue glass. If you want to just think about money and just think about how money is just freedom and it just comes, and I easily create it and attract it, it will come easily to you, and you will attract and create as much money as you want. That there is no such thing as a limited supply of anything. You don't take away anything when in your asking. You're not taking from Joe or Maria or whatever. And when you ask for more money, it doesn't take from them at all. Source makes more money. Source makes more happiness. Source makes more joy. Source makes more freedom. And you're the one on the asking that will deliver to you everything that you want. But you need to follow your lighted path, which is simply your good feelings. Feel bad, you're thinking away from your source. When you feel good, I want you to milk it. So this is our last official time together. Now, there are other opportunities that if you want to get with me, that there are opportunities to coach with me. There's opportunities for a time management system that'll save you 3 weeks per year and get you focused on your high payoff activities. You may want to do assessments with your loved ones or the people you work with. All those things are available for you, and you can just come back. But this is our last official time, and so I want to give you all the good stuff, if you will, to really be able to take your life on the path that you want it. And so this last point on when you're feeling good, milk it. So it can be as easy as this. You get into your bed at night and the cold sheets and the warm blanket covers you, and just love that. Milk those moments. Just say, oh, it feels so good. I feel so safe. I feel so comfortable. I feel so good. Just milk that. When you are in a situation where you just got a client out of the blue, keep on thinking about that. Write it down. I just love how I get clients out of the blue. When something good happens to you, just keep on milking it. When something that is unwanted comes into your experience, the only attention you give it is you say, that's what I don't want, and then ask yourself, what does this birth? What does this tell me? So when you get an ornery, mean, uncooperative client or person in your life, Don't get mad at them. Don't get mad at yourself. Don't try to figure out why you attracted them. Don't do any of that stuff. Just identify, this is what I don't want. Now, what do I want? I want harmonious people. That's what this birth. I want harmonious people. I want uplifting people. I want loving people. I want people that make my heart sing, that make me smile. I want to laugh more. I want people that are more brilliant. I want brilliant people, crafty people, wise people, magical people, uplifting people, encouraging people. That's the type of people that I want, inspiring people. That's what I want. And just in that, what I have just done there, that's about a minute of emotion towards the people that you want. And I'm telling you, you're going to start creating those type of people into your life. Ask to laugh more during the day. Ask for more smiles during the day. Ask to feel good during the day. As you do that, I'm sharing with you all the other things that you want are going to start flowing, pouring into your life, and your cup overfloweth. Remember when I shared with you that I was able to allow then, I knew that I was able to allow hundreds of dollars in with the lottery just for fun and fun little time for me. And what did the universe give me? Not hundreds, but it gave me 20 hundreds, okay? It gave me thousands of dollars. Well, that's our cup overflowing. And that as we think about the things that we want, God is going to give us that and then even more. And you have each experienced this now in the last 5 weeks. You have experienced where you have thought about something that you want and you have gotten it and it's gotten better. So if you didn't close 3 homes yet, don't be upset about it. If you haven't made $30,000 like some people have in this process already, don't be concerned about it. Other people's experience has nothing to do with you. What I want you to do is think about your experience and the good things that happen to you. It doesn't matter if I win thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, or millions of dollars. That it's the same good feeling, okay? It's the same immense feeling of fun, of freedom. And that's where you want to be, that you have created now in the last 5 weeks. You have created this emotion, this momentum that you have gotten on the boat, if you will, to your stream of abundance that flows downstream. And you can now just easily start picking the fruit of your, and what is that fruit? That was born out of your good feeling thoughts, that you can pick the fruit of your desires as you sit in your boat and just flow right downstream. Can you feel yourself in that boat right now? Just feel yourself in that boat going downstream, having abundance, just picking off the fruit and more money and more happiness, better relationships, better health, and just know it's all coming to you. So feel good, and when you feel good, milk it. So desires are manifested emotionally. And you are the leading edge creator. You are now a deliberate leading edge creator. All that is has its focus on you and your thoughts. And when you call forth, whether it's a person that has walked before you, whether it's God, whether it's Christ, whatever you want to call forth, that their attention is with you and will gather up your desires. But it all starts with you understanding that you're the deliberate leading edge creator. That your thoughts then create an emotion, a vibration, and those emotions are then send a signal to your source. Your source answers in energy form, and then all you need to do is believe it, ask for it, and expect it emotionally. When you just expect, I just love that my life is getting better now. Start out general. Don't get real specific on, I love being a millionaire, okay? That I'm telling you that it's just too far away from the good feeling emotion. But I love the idea of being a millionaire. Now that you can handle. So write that down. I love the idea of being a millionaire. Or I love the idea of being happy. I love the idea of being healthy. I love the idea of looking younger every day. That's what I say to myself every day. And in my mind, I believe I'm looking younger, so thus I am. And that, because that's the only opinion that matters. Okay. And when you do that, and when you are that way, you uplift. It's interesting. I sent out my encouragement last week, and that encouragement happened. The subject line was "Be selfish." And man, I had some remarks like, "What are you, out of your mind? And what do you mean? How can you be selfish?" Well, they apparently didn't read what it was. That I can't think for somebody else. I can't feel for somebody else. I can only think and feel for myself. So when I think and feel for myself and I want to feel good, then not only good things happen to me, but everybody else. That as I thrive, so the whole world thrives. Okay, as I have more money, I can give more money to people. As I'm happier, I can give more happiness to people. You can only love another person as much as you love yourself. You have to start with yourself. And as you start with yourself, and as you start to just love yourself for who you are, that you're going to start recognizing and remembering who you really are. And who are you? You're this magnificent, magnificent creator. So I'm now going to share with you the emotional scale of what you don't want. And I would suggest that you write this down and understand that a real easy way of looking at this, like if you're sitting at a desk, that the desk is at, let's call it a neutral level, okay? And below that desktop, below that is what you don't want. And so it's those negative emotions. It's those signals that you're sending out to the universe and the things that you don't want. But because the universe doesn't judge, the universe is going to give you whatever signal you're doing. That's why when you're below that desktop, that in your thinking and thus in your emotions, that's why when you say, "Oh, it can't get any worse than this," and then it does, well, that's your cup overfloweth too, that the more that I ever think about that I'm mad at somebody or I don't have enough of something or whatever, that the more not enough, more mad you're going to be, and then you're going to get cooperative components. You're going to not only get other thoughts like that are cooperative and similar to that, but you're going to get cooperative people that might be uncooperative. If you're thinking about, "Oh, I'm mad at this person because they're so rude." Well, if you think about a rude person, you're going to get rude persons. And so you're going to start attracting people, circumstances, and events on the things that you don't want. So negative emotion tells me I am thinking about this wrong. And when I say by wrong, I'm looking at this differently than God is. And so I am off track. I am off my path. You are off your path, and you have God guiding you, supporting you, loving you on every moment of every day. And as you recognize that, "Oh, wow, I see that I'm not feeling good, I'm off my path," and nothing is going to prevent me from being off my path. I'm going to be on my lighted path, on my joyful path, and I'm going to get there. And if I can't with that topic, that subject that I'm thinking about, then I'm going to think about something else. I'm going to think about butterflies. I'm going to think about beautiful blue glass. I'm going to think about feathers. I'm going to think about ideal referral partners. I'm going to be thinking about winning a little money in the lottery. I'm going to be thinking about now these neutral or good feeling thoughts that take me to the paradise, to the things that I want. Another way of looking at these negative emotions is I'm cutting myself off to the resources that I want. You have all the resources, an unlimited number of resources for all the things that you want. Unlimited thoughts, feelings, joy, happiness, relationships, ideal people, ideal clients, ideal referral partners, thriving business, thriving life, good health. You got it all. And lots of money. It's all just pouring into you. And so you know that, yes, I just love that. As I think of that the universe within hours will deliver to me some amazing things. Okay, remember about the lady? Within hours, within weeks. It can be within minutes if you allow it. Yesterday I was talking to my inner circle, and when you coach one-on-one with me, you have an inner circle session, and which we do virtually and live. And I was at one point where I just knew I was channeling so just purely and beautifully and for the best interest of all those involved. And all of a sudden, a flock of birds fly onto my porch. And never before has that happened. Well, I'm looking and I'm expecting for miracles. So I recognize that that is the universe talking to me. But you need to allow that and be looking for the miracles. Because if you're not aware of that, wow, if you just think by it just so happened that a flock of birds land, like there were 7 birds on my porch. I'm on the 15th floor. There were no birds when we first moved in. Then I started talking to the universe, and as I was doing my joy shop, looking out the window, and every once in a while I would have a bird float right down and land right on my porch, and it would just warm my heart. I knew it was the universe talking to me. Well, the universe talks to us in a lot of different ways, and so it could be birds, it could be nature, it could be a light going on and off, whatever. That they're all there helping you to deliver to you everything that you want. So as you feel this power that is within you, the kingdom resides within you. As you recognize that, as you love that, as you think about endearingly in a subtle, beautiful way, you'll have all that you want. So back to the negative emotions, I'm resisting my good, resisting my source, and my full intent. So if you do that scale and do like, let's say that 0 is at the bottom on the floor, and then 50% mark is at your desktop, and then raise your hand up to the top, and that would be 100% when you're purely aligned with God. Okay, that's where you're purely aligned with God. And so if you want to think that this is maybe like church, you bet it is. But in an understanding for you to personalize it and really have this living relationship with the living God with you right now, that's what, in essence, I teach. And I teach you to allow that. So most people, again, 0 to the floor. The desk is 50%. And raise your hand and arm up, and at the top there's 100%. Most people, excuse me, are at 40%. So mass consciousness, the average person is at 40%, which means most of the time they're thinking of negative things. They're thinking about, oh, I hope I don't have bad traffic. Oh, I hope it's not slippery out. Oh, I hope this meeting doesn't go bad like the other one. Oh, I'm feeling sick. Oh, I'm going to get a worse cold. All of that is below that 50% line. And so, and watching news that we had the weather on, Sharon had the weather on, and so it went then to the news, and I just started laughing out loud because I never watched the news. I started laughing out loud. I went, look at all these terrible things. I mean, it was one disaster after the next around the world, and, you know, a truck and a guy died, and this person got shot, and all this crap within 30 seconds. I mean, they just had people's heads spinning, and people that if you listen to that all the time, what's it going to attract? More of that bad stuff, and pretty soon it's going to be attracting in your life, and you're going to have accidents and, you know, whatever, all this bad stuff. So you don't want to go there. Turn off the damn TV. And let's see here. I think I need to mute you guys. Let's see here. Okay. And so know that most people are at 40%, and what I'm helping you to do is to align yourself and be at that 100% and just rendezvous with source all the time. And you'll be in and out of it, but not way down at 40%. You'll be happy all the time, sifting through the contrast in this life and getting all the things that you want. So looking at this emotional scale of what you don't want, that like at the bottom end, on the floor, on the ground, is when you feel disempowered, okay? When you feel helpless. And so we've all been there. We've all feel disempowered and helpless. And And the beauty is that we can now bless that. And I want you to bless everything in your past, because all the things that have happened to you in the past have happened for you in order to birth these new ideas, to actually be on this webinar right now, to be able to embrace this understanding of how life works and how you can have life work for you. It's fear, false evidence appearing real. So if you remember in week 1, we talked about the committee. Well, these are committee members in that red zone, okay, on fear, false evidence appearing real, feeling unworthy. And it's creating what I don't want, guilt. And so guilt is a little bit better feeling, actually, than being disempowered, but you have guilt, and guilt is no good, more of what you don't want. Shame, despair, anger. It actually is. So most psychologists, I'm a behavioral psychologist, one of the things that I'm, certified in, whatever, that, and so people say that, like they'll put you on a couch for 6 months, and if you get mad at something, they try to dig up all this old stuff that happened in your life. Well, that's an endless hole. You'll just keep on digging forever, because the law of attraction occurs. And so if I'm thinking about the bad things that happened in my life, that just gets bigger and bigger and badder and badder. And so to actually be angry, it increases your empowerment. You're becoming more empowered, and you're getting pissed off, and you're saying, hey, I don't like that. And what that does, that actually is good. But most psychologists say, oh, don't get mad now. Just take it easy. Let's go right back to your despair and your unworthiness, and you can sit on my couch for another infinity. So anyways, we don't want that. And worry. So stop worrying. It doesn't do you any good. I know one of you that's on the line right now, on our webinar right now, that you've shared with me that you worry a lot, and that you have a lot of fears, and there's nothing to fear. There is no uncertainty. You make your own certainty. I want a happy. So write this down. I want a happy, healthy, prosperous, long life. And when you simply ask for that God will do the how and give you that happy, healthy, long, prosperous life that you have asked for. And so there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to fear. There's only well-being that comes. The only thing that prevents you from having the things that you want are all these things. When I worry, it takes me away from God. When I fear, it takes me away from God. So if you want to be, they call it God-fearing, and when they use that quote, God-fearing, fearing doesn't mean fear, it means honoring, okay? But you want to honor God, the way to honor God is no longer do the worry, no longer do the fear, no longer do any of this stuff on this negative emotional scale of what you don't want. Then there's concern, there's doubt. The opposite of faith, okay, is doubt. Negative expectation. Oh, I don't think things are going to work out very well. I don't think there's going to be a parking spot. I don't think that there's, going to be a space for me to sit. And I don't think they're going to have enough food for me. All of those things. I'm always the opposite. When we were with Sharon's relatives, they took us to this barbecue, and it was kind of in what they called a rough neighborhood. And we get out of my car, and we're walking in, and they go, oh, you need to lock your car. And I said, I never lock my car. And they go, oh, no, you need to lock your car. There's robbers around here. And I said, not in my life. And they just looked at me like, what? And there aren't. And guess what? I didn't get robbed, didn't get that because only what you think about, you attract into your life. It doesn't matter where you live, that you're safe as long as you recognize that you're safe and that all is well. And so negative expectancy, negative emotion drifts you further away from your source. Work. Get rid of that word. Don't use work anymore. I'm going to have a productive day. I'm going to have a fun day. That I don't even use workout. When I go to my gym, I call it a play-in. I just have gotten rid of that. It's not a very good, do you feel good when you say I have to go to work? Doesn't sound very good. And so I have to go, I'm going to go do, I don't have to do anything, okay? I'm going to go inspire. That's what I'll say if I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go inspire people now. I'm going to go uplift people, encourage people, help people to understand how life works and how they can make life work for them. And that's exactly what we're in the midst of right now. So that's my passion, not my work. All of this, and if you notice on the screen, is resistant thought. And remember, I shared with you in the beginning on how when you don't have resistant thoughts, everything that you have asked for will come to you. So all of this, I want you to just put away. That you can trump all of this. I don't care if all your life, I don't care if you were born this way, I don't care if your family, your mother's been this way. It doesn't matter. That you have the power to trump all of these resistant emotions and thus thoughts, and to be able to trump them all and to go to what you do want. And what that is the scale of what you want. So, positive emotion tells me I'm thinking upon this correctly. I'm looking at this as God looks at it. That I am on track. I am on my path. I am allowing all the resources I desire to help me. I'm aligned with my source. I'm aligned with my full intent of what I do want. So this is now the screen before, and let's go back to that. This is merely, all of these things here have merely turned into what I would call a hate tornado, and turned into the things that you don't want and have inhibited you from having all the things that you do want. So the good news is that this scale that we're going to talk about now is going to be allowing you to have all the things that you want. And if you just stay on this side of the emotional scale, it is only possible to get everything that you do want. So this emotional scale is creating what you and God want. When you feel good, that means you're thinking the same as God, so thus you're lining up with what God wants and what you want. Hope. Now, hope is, you'll see at the bottom of this scale, that some people say, well, I hope so. Well, hope is better than the negative emotion, but it's not very powerful. It's not claiming who you are, the deliberate creator on which you are. Being grateful. That's also a nice word, but, it's positive. It is a positive word. But grateful has the implication that somebody else did it all on your behalf. And that's not the case. This is co-creation at its finest. You thinking of what you want, your thriving business, your thriving life, and then God delivering it to you, and that's the co-creative process. Grateful is somebody did something for me and I had nothing to do with it. And the fact is, that is actually impossible because you have everything to do with everything. And when I tell people, well, you even picked your parents, that people say, well, if I did, in fact, pick my parents, I sure didn't take enough time to select my parents. And so the fact is, yes, you did. Your parents are just awesome and perfect, and they are the perfect thing that you wanted for you to expand your life and to be able to create the life of your dreams. Positive expectancy and emotion. When you are positively expect that I expect good coming to me today, that's all you need. That's all you need to take you on a merry trip to all of your dreams. Enthusiasm, for you to be enthusiastic, for you to lighten up. I want you to lighten up on everything, on all of this. That lighten up and realize that, wow, I can take all of this off my shoulders. I don't have to have any burdens anymore. That I am free. I'm free like an eagle to fly now wherever I so desire. And so know that that is the truth, and that is happening to you now, that you are enthusiastic about looking forward to what's coming next because it's only good. There is no more questioning on what's coming ahead of you. Good is coming ahead of you. As far as the specifics, that's not for you to call on what good, but you just expect good coming to you. Excitement, to be excited. Be excited about you, about your future, about who you are, what you are, where you're going. To have fun. Enjoy yourself. Ask to laugh more. I just love this. Every day I ask, and I want to laugh more. And I just find myself, whether it's in an elevator laughing with people or out at a gas station laughing with people or, in a meeting laughing with people, that we're laughing and we're having a good time. And, I don't know if you know that I'm a partner with a $500 million company, and I sit on that board. And so, we have a fun time. It doesn't matter how much money it is or whatever. It matters on, hey, if you have a fun time, the path to everything that you have is an emotional path. And as you're having fun, then you'll come up with more creative ideas, more good things. With Ultimate Real Estate, we just do amazing things for our agents. And we're able to do that because we just lighten up and we get creative, and we realize that there's always an answer to any problem we have. There's always a solution. So we don't focus on the problem. We look at, hey, there's a problem. So, for example, we had a problem. Our agents had a problem on getting enough business. So I said, well, what's the solution? I asked Source, what's the solution? And Source has given me some amazing, incredible lead generators, pre-qualified leads for our agents. And so it's all coming to us. It's all happening. It's all good, and it's all fun. And you just need to know that as you lighten up and have fun, that it's all coming to you. Knowledge and experience. So your knowledge. Now, some of your experience has been misleading to you. And here's how, is that when you were given a belief that isn't the truth, okay, if you were given a belief that you have to work hard for money, and then you would see them working hard for money, and then you would start working hard and you'd get some money, that you would have this false belief you have to work hard for money, that you don't have to work hard at all. You can play, you can enjoy yourself, you can be creative. Ask Source, have you asked, how can I have passive income come into my life? And just one step at a time, and before you know it, it might be 3 months, might be 3 years, but it's all coming to you. And know that it's an easy life and an enjoyable life. You have the power, no matter what circumstances going on right now, that you have the power to be able to feel good. And that's the bottom line. That's what this scale is right here. That when you feel good, you trump all the circumstances, and you start creating the circumstances and the conditions that you want. So at the top of this, so raise your hand high. Right now, raise your hand high. And at that top there, where you can touch it, so you can get there. That's the top of the emotional scale. And that is where empowerment is. That is where you feel empowered. That is where you feel love. You're in love with yourself. You're in love with others. You're in love with the world. You're in love with your future. You're in love with this present moment. Love it all. And when you do, you'll start seeing more and more and more of it come. This is where God rests. This is where God is. And you want to align yourself, rendezvous with God, weaving in and out with God, having a joyous time. This is where joy is, where freedom is, where you are worthy, where you understand that you were born worthy. Just for you to have a body, as Oprah says, that for you to just be born, you're worthy. Why? Because for you to be able to think yourself into this body form is exactly what happened, and exactly what has occurred now, and who you are is only a small part of the magnificence of what you are shows up in your body. You are just an extension of source energy. And so you're just a little top, like if you take a needle, just a little top of that needle is what your body is. And you have all this magnificent, much greater than a needle, just this infinite source of power, of love, of worthiness, of appreciation that is flowing to you. And then notice that last word is appreciation. appreciation, for you to be on the top of it all, for you to recognize, to appreciate. That's why I shared with you, when you do your joy shop, you write down, what are the things that I desire? And then you write down what you appreciate, because it automatically, when you're in a state of appreciation, appreciating what you and God together have created, that when you're at that point, it automatically tells God, your source, I want more of it. And don't you want more of it? Don't you want more of that business that has flowed into you now? Don't you want more of those good feelings? Don't you want more of those good people? Don't you want more of that good health? All of that is coming even more so now. You will see that because of this process, that this has taken you on your lighted path, where you are on your path that is going to get better and better and better. And as you expand your imagination, you are going to see the tremendous abundance that awaits you and your life as you really just start to flow and to be this happy person. Your natural self, that's who you are. This top line here of empowerment, of love, of God, of joy, freedom, worthiness, and appreciation, that is your natural self. You just have had these other disbeliefs, the things on. You have to protect yourself. You have to be guarded. You don't have to do any of that. That you are worthy. You're right at the top of this line, and there's nothing that you have to fear, that there's everything that you have to look forward to, an abundance of life. So that, my friend, is the emotional scale of allowing. And so all you need to do is be emotionally on this scale, and everything that you have asked for is coming to you. So you know this to be the truth. You embrace this in your heart, your mind, your soul, that yes, I shall allow my natural self to flow freely now. I shall allow myself to align with my God, my source, and I shall now ease up, enjoy, love, appreciate, and be my natural self, rendezvousing with my source, and knowing that not only is all is well, but everything is getting better. So those allowing thoughts, as you allow that ideal client now to come into your experience this week, that they're coming. They're coming. And they'll come in groves for you. They'll come in flocks, like the flock of birds that came onto my porch. So the flock of clients, the flock of money, that all the things that you want are coming your way. So how do I expand my emotions? To go beyond, to be able to see, because see, if you can't see it, if you can't ask for it, it's impossible to get it. You start it all by your asking. And so how do you open up that door of abundance? And so ask to expand your imagination. So I want you to write that down, and in your joy shop, I want you to actually ask that on, I want to expand my imagination to all that I can be, do, and have. So I ask to expand my imagination to all that I can be, do, and have. And you will see that one day at a time, one step at a time, you're going to start opening up your imagination more and more. And literally right now, I can see that my door of abundance, that it's cracked open, and I see it now opening fully, that door of abundance. Imagine yourself just walking on your lighted path now, a golden lighted path, and as you're walking by, doors of opportunity are opening for you. And use your imagination to know that so many wonderful, beautiful things are coming your way that'll make you feel good, that'll expand all that is, expand you and all that is that pleases God. And then ask to go beyond where your thoughts have been. And literally just ask, I ask that my thoughts go beyond where they have been. Probably, let's see, like a year ago, I had already written a couple books, and I said, it's just going to be easy, and I'm going to just write a couple of books and a couple more books, and it's going to be easy. And before I knew it, that I didn't even know they were books. Okay, I was writing, and I was writing down different quotes and different encouragements and things. And before I knew it, I had written last year 2 books. Right now, I'm on my path to, with the help of many resources, and I have Gene, who's helping me edit it and put it all together, and I have Matt, who I just put in my mind's eye on this lighted path, and I ask him to then paint a picture of that was in my mind's eye, and then he does that. He lives in Panama and just an amazing artist. So I have all these resources, and where did they come from? I attracted them all. I asked for the ideal, just perfect people that could help me to be able to help and serve the world and enlighten the world. And so what is that book? That book, it's called Good Feeling Thoughts, and that should be published within about a month or so. And so how cool is that? Because really all you need, in fact, I'm going to read from you to you in my Joy Shop this morning. And this is all about asking to expand my imagination and your thoughts. And that I have written, I am on fire, and I shall have the best webinar ever. And I shall lighten me and my audience, that's you guys, up. And I have the most amazing feelings, thoughts, body language, and words that describe how we can allow a whole new, better life into our experience. And I want you to embrace that and write that down, that I now allow a whole new, better life into my experience. You haven't asked for that before, and that's why you haven't had it, and why it's been kind of the same thing. Okay? Ask for this whole new, better life to come into your experience. And if you trust and believe in God, then you will see that you're going to start having that whole new, better life because you asked for it. And it's exactly what God wants you to have. And so I also wrote down there, we can all invite a better life into our experience. And so I want you to really embrace that and realize that you're the inviter. You send the invitations. Without your invitation, nobody comes to the party other than you get life by default, some good, some bad. This way, you know that it's just getting better and better and better. And when something that you don't want comes in, it just bursts something, new ideas, new feelings, in order to have it even better. So that's why we love the contrast of the things we don't want. It creates that better life that we're asking for. And then I have written, we can all pick easy and fun topics and then watch the universe cleverly bring it to us. So you now, ladies and gentlemen, dear ones, blessed ones, that you are now in a position, because of Top Performers, that puts you into this position to be able to call forth the things that you desire, and then watch, because you are now ready and you are now expectant of the miracles, and to watch the universe cleverly, brilliantly bringing the things that you have asked for into your experience, into your life. So breathe deeply and know that these are powerful and life-changing words that I bring to you today, that you've made it. You've turned now yourself away from the things you don't want, and you have turned yourself to the things that you do want. And it's a glorious moment. I want you to relish this moment and realize how powerful this moment is, that you have now awakened yourself to the brilliance of who you are, that you can now allow yourself, give yourself permission to turn towards and focus on, as Christ said, turn the cheek, and to look at all the things that you want, and then to go beyond and to start expanding your imagination and your thoughts to all the things that you desire. Ask to go beyond where your feelings have been, and you will feel now more happiness and joy than you've ever had. You're going to start experiencing more miracles than you've ever had. You can count on it. You can know this to be the truth for you, that more miracles, more better things are coming your way now. It's a glorious moment for you. It's an awakening moment, and the moment to realize that you have now created it. You have, in the past, and your past experience has taken you everywhere to this very point now in order to help you to realize that it's all yours and you can all create it the way that you want. So becoming a master at manifesting, it allows yourself to be led by your emotions. So I want you to allow yourself, like I was led to go into that gas station and get that ticket. That how they were led, how Susan and Jeffrey were led into that neighborhood, into that ideal client that is just walking around there, into that spec home where their ideal, referral partner is. And then into the amazing new marketing opportunity to have a cookout for that, all of those builders and all of that, and those 3,000 acres. That to think of allowing yourself to be led by your emotions, to go into the store and to go to the back of the store and see that blue glass, and to be able to go and walk and be just surrounded by butterflies, or like me, be surrounded by birds, or going and just having a child you don't know come running up, running, smiling, laughing, holding something, and then endearing and seeing and placing your hand on that feather. It's all coming to you now. You'll see. And it's easy. It's an easy road. You were taught it's a struggle. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. You were taught that, there's ups and downs, and none of that is true. It's all downstream. But it's all feeling high, and it's all that high feeling, and you have not yet experienced the joy that you are now going to experience. So I let go of my mind, my analytical mind, and trying to figure out how it happens. I've let go of the beliefs. I was taught beliefs that were just other people's beliefs. I'm going to capture my own beliefs. I'm going to have my beliefs in the powerful creator that I am, and I'm going to create the things that I desire. And I'm going to allow the impulsive signals from my source to guide me and lead me to even better feelings, to better thoughts and manifestations of what I want. So your success steps then, that I'll send you in our last email together, with our last webinar here, the last email for the webinar. I'll send you an EQ, emotional intelligence assessment. You can take that. That'll help you to get closer to your feelings. You have been taught, hey, don't pay attention to your feelings. Oh, let your mind do, the thinking, the walking, if you will. That the fact is that it's all about your feelings. That listen to this recording at least 6 times. What I have shared with you are truly the secrets to the universe. They're the knowledge that you have always sought, and that's why you're listening to it, because you have asked, and you now have the knowledge in order to have life play out for you. That, let me share with you that a miracle, and what a miracle is, that, so when you're on that emotional scale, and then you're thinking a good thought, okay, and so let's take a good thought. I want to just have a wonderful, glorious day. I want to have a miracle happen to me today. And when you ask that, where the miracle comes is God comes in, hears that, feels that signal of yours and wanting a miracle or wanting anything, but wanting just a miraculous day. And then God takes you beyond where you currently are to something that you have never thought of before, that you never thought you could experience before, to an experience that you never thought of. And it takes you to a whole new place. And that's a miracle. And God is waiting and can't wait to give you more and more miracles, raising you higher and higher to where you're this high-flying saucer, flying high with life, just loving life, embracing life, allowing the good life to come to you. So listen to this recording. I would listen to this 6 times at least, and just know and embrace it, and know that the principles here, the truths that have been spoken here today, are the truths that are going to take you to the promised land, to all the things that you have desired. Make sure you do your joy shop every morning. This is your create shop. This is where you create your life the way you want it. If you don't, you'll go back to your old habitual thinking, your old habitual feelings, your old habitual life. And you are now out of that. And you are going to, no matter how good or bad your life was, that it's going to get even better. But you need to have that discipline. That if you want to join my Platinum Coaching, I'll need your coaching application. So let me know, and I'll send you a coaching application. And that basically is just to get a feel for where you are and how I can help you. And then we could go from there, and I can share with you the details on how my coaching plays out. And so I want to tell you that this has just been a remarkable, beautiful, beautiful time, that I have absolutely loved our time together. I love hearing all the amazing things that have been happening in your life, and I want to continue this communication. So keep in touch with me. Let me know on the new miracles that happen to you. Let me know about the blue glass experiences, just those subtle little easy things that happen to you. I shared that story with a woman, and within a couple hours she goes, "I am so amazed on how much blue glass butterflies and feathers have come into my life," and so just know, universe is there, ready to give you that and way, way more. All of your dreams can come true. I thank you. I loved our time together. And again, keep me posted on how you are. If I can help you in any way, let me know. All my love, Dr. Hank. Bye-bye.